random idea that came to mind. If you raise your own animals, let's say hogs, cattle, chickens, you raise those and then you butcher them and you bone them out. And you've got the scraps left over. What's stopping you from getting a hold of some black soldier fly larva neonates, like less than 5-day-old larvae, and putting them in with the bones so that they clean all of the flesh and fat and stuff off those bones? As long as you are cutting open the big bones that have marrow inside of them, those insects will get in there and clean all that out. And what you will be left with is a completely dry bone. And I don't know exactly how bone meal is made, but couldn't you then take that bone that's now completely dry and grind that sucker up and have bone meal? I'm just curious if anybody who raises their own animals and slaughters their own animals could potentially do that. What's the barrier that you have if you're in that world? What's the barrier to you getting those neonates and doing it on demand? So like your butcher dates are going to vary, right? But you could get a hold of these neonates when you like on demand. Not for me either. I'm not trying to sell you anything. It's how I raised soldier fly larvae early 2023. I almost said earlier this year. Earlier in 2003, 2023. Sorry, I just got done harvesting. I'm exhausted. That's how I raised them. I didn't reproduce them on my own. I was just playing with them and kind of getting familiar with them. I raised mealworms. Mealworms I don't think they would be as advantageous in a scenario where you've got a lot of bones like that. I have fed bones, like chicken carcasses from rotisserie chickens to mealworms, and they eat it all. They're very similar. It's just slower, and the mealworms don't do well with that high amount of protein all at once. And so soldier fly larvae are much more suited to this scenario that I'm throwing out there. So I'm not trying to sell you soldier fly larvae. I'm just curious what the barriers are to doing that. What's holding me back?